I feel kind of, this is another one that I feel a little split about. I, on one hand, with all of my heart, have respect for, again, like I said before, whatever you feel you should live, you know? However, with that said, if I had a little girl, and if you're not completely transitioned,
you don't want them to be exposed to that
maybe
soon?
not yet, maybe not yet, that is a right.
Have you thought about what that person might be going through? How scared they probably are that they're being judged?
Let's pause it. Yeah, yeah, Rabbi. Yeah, as I said, first world problems. The woman brought up a good point. That look, if you have a little girl, let's say, I have a daughter, inshallah, and my wife takes her to a public bathroom. I can't go inside with her, but my wife is going in with her. And in walks this person, this trans woman or man, whatever it is, and he or she, just unzips their pants and pulls out their penis and just starts peeing. And my little daughter is exposed to that. Now, where the woman messed up was, she said, oh, maybe not yet, I'm not ready for it yet. What does that imply? You will be ready for it in the future? In what world is it okay for your daughter, or even your son, to be just flashed? Because this is considered flashing.
Yeah.
But what is really interesting and disgusting at the same time is the response of this trans person, where he or she goes over, what the child may go through, and says, oh, look what the trans adult person who has gone through a surgery or whatever, what is he feeling? So to him or to her, the feelings of the trans person are more important than the child.
Yeah,
so that is a problem already. It just shows that just shows that they will not care. Like if this person has the chance to reveal his penis in front of a child, he will care or she will care more about her personal feelings than about the child.
The thing is that this is when we see liberals, feminists, the people who support LGBTQ, they call Sharia to be outdated. The fact that her having this, I don't know what the hell this gender is, but him having this mentality that how would I feel if I would be judged by a 6 or 7 year old child? Okay,
exactly.
That's ridiculous. Like in the past, people used to think that children, they don't actually feel pain. If you just do surgery with them, or do whatever the hell you do, it's just a reaction to this. They're just afraid, and it's just a reaction to the the reaction to the situation. But there's no pain receptors. That's exactly that's exactly what the mentality that's exactly what the mentality people have. Like children, they don't feel anything. Yeah.
Look, we can call out the hypocrisy.
Yeah.
By just saying that, okay, what if a straight man who is not a trans man,
of course,
with the same penis, if he just walks in a woman's bathroom and he flashes a child in there, he just does his business and the child happens to see it,
would
that be pedophilia? Would that man be arrested?
I
guarantee you, yes,
of course.
he would, and he would be thrown in the jail.
Yes.
Now, what makes this person any different? If it's just a male organ and gender doesn't exist, what's the difference between a straight man going in there and doing the same thing?
Well,
what is the difference?
This is actually like men having a different toilet, men having a different public bathroom. Women, the transgenders, the non-binaries, they all have a same bathroom. Okay. Now the transgenders can be as much as perverts they can. Okay, they can do anything. They can be flashing everything.
What if let's say if you feel like a woman? Okay, let's just assume that if you feel like a woman, if I'm not mistaken, a trans woman, let's say a biologically born male who has a penis and he feels like a woman. Let's just go with the narrative.
Yeah.
If he feels like a woman, then let's say. Let's also just add one more thing to it. Let's say he is a trans homosexual woman. Okay? So he is a biologically born male, but he feels like a woman. And he's attracted to women.
Yeah. Trans lesbian, something like that.
And
yeah.
By looking at women or being in that position, he also gets an erection because he has that male genitalia.
Yeah.
He has, the penis.
Yeah.
So he gets an erection. So is it, wise to allow such a person in the women's bathroom? Because we know that, as we've been told by feminists, yes, all men are rapists. So
Yeah.
a trans woman who has the tendencies of a man, should he be or should she be allowed in such places? The locker room, the bathroom, the
Of
the
course
sauna,
not.
the pool, where women are, really vulnerable, where they are mostly, without clothes or with less clothes. Because this person, as the woman said, if he hasn't transitioned completely, you still have a penis. You will still, if you're attracted to women, get an erection.
Yeah.
And that is problematic. That is problematic to biological women.
There can be a situation like, they, intentionally, harass a woman, molest her, do some sexual
Yeah.
abuse, okay? And then they will be like, oh, I identify myself as a transgender. I identify myself as a
This has actually
non-binary.
happened. This has actually happened. Faisal, there was a video of, I think, some steam bath or sauna, something like that, in USA, of course. Um, a females only sauna, and there were women in there naked. I mean, if it's only women, so it's okay to them for them to be naked, but not Islamically, but for them it's fine. And they had their children too, the little girls. And in walks a man, completely naked, with his penis just hanging, completely naked, and just goes in the pool and just sits in front of women and their children, their little daughters, just completely naked. And the women freak out. But do you know what the leftists, the liberals, what they do? They attack the biological women protesting this trans man being allowed into the women's only bath.
Astaghfirullah.
There's a video of there's a group in USA called Antifa, short for anti-fascist, and they are these extreme leftist, liberal extremists claiming to be social justice warriors. So they attack biological women for protesting, a trans man, with his penis just, he hasn't changed anything. At least this person in the video, he has long hair, looks feminine, a little bit. So, I guess that wouldn't be as problematic as a man with a beard and a penis and, chest hair and everything, just because that is intimidating, right? That is a complete man. How do you know he's a trans person?
Yeah.
Does he have a paper from a hospital saying that, or do you just believe him when he says that, oh, I'm a trans woman, so I can go inside?
Of course.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But it is happening. People think that these are hypothetical situations. They are not hypothetical. This is happening.
Here with you. It's okay for a man to go into the women's section, show his penis around the other women, young little girls underage. Your spa, we spa, condone that. Is that what you're saying? Like I asked. It's so he could stay there. He could stay there. What sexual orientation? I see a dick. It lets me know he's a man. He is not a female, sweetie. Okay? Girls down there, other women who are highly offended for what they just saw. And you did nothing. Absolutely nothing. In fact, you sided with him. So We Spa is an agreement with men that just say they are a woman and they can go down there with their penis and get into the women's section. Is that what you're saying? What really?
Are you talking about a transgender person?
There's no such thing as transgender. He has a dick. Okay? He has a penis. His penis is hanging out. Okay, no, I'm not one. Actually, I'm a woman who knows how to stand up and speak up for my right. As a woman, I have a right to feel comfortable without a man exposing himself. Okay? No, you go somewhere else. Okay, so that's right. No, he's not a transgender. He has a penis, just like you do. Are you?
No.
Yeah. Okay, it's not okay.
It's not okay.
Okay, that's traumatizing to see that. I'm a woman. I think this is a place right here, I'm told, only for women. So how dare you sit up here and tell me I don't have a right as a woman to defend?
If it's a transgender.
I'm telling you, he has a penis.
As they go in. Before I transitioned, when I was still confused as to what I wanted to do and who I was and It was really difficult, but I decided to use the women's restroom still because I did not feel safe in the men's restroom. And I knew that I would not be a problem. It takes a lot of courage that people don't understand. It really hurts your psyche.
I would say for safety, I do agree that you should be able to go where you feel comfortable. However, the line that I would draw is if we were one day to say all bathrooms should be just open for anybody.
To touch on that point, I've been at gyms where it's like a restroom and a locker room and people are changing there. It can be difficult because when the rules start to get so relaxed like that, where a guy that wanted to go in a woman's locker room that wasn't transgender, and then if anybody questioned him, he can just say, I feel like a woman.
That's a very valid
You know,
point.
and that's a concern for me.
It's interesting how we get so hung up on trans folks in bathrooms when it seems like the underlying fear might be that men are predators and that we are afraid of predatory men, either posing as trans women or just in general, having gender-neutral restrooms.
She talked about predatory men.
Yeah.
Right, and I've seen this so many times. Whenever it comes to, let's say, we're talking about a rapist or somebody who sexually assaults a person, they always bring in cis, straight men.
Yeah.
How do we know that there isn't a predatory trans person?
That's the thing.
How can we be sure of that? How do we know?
And another thing, that this non-binary person, so that having specific restrooms that should be gender neutral. Like I said, you do remember I said that a few minutes ago, having a different restroom for men and having a different restroom for transgenders, non-binaries, and women. This is what they want. This is what they want.
Yeah.
So they can openly sexually abuse women, harass them, or whatsoever, and then I say, I feel like a woman.
I mean,
I
look,
like
okay,
men.
look, some people watching this. Wait, just a second. Some people watching this, from a neutral perspective, they would think that, when we're talking about sexual harassment, of women and things like that, we mean, rape or penetration, the forceful penetration of a woman. That is not what we mean.
Obviously.
For example, if I as a man, I would believe, if a person as a man, or let's just take any example of a man walks in, let's say, a place where only females can go, let's say the locker room, a females only locker room or females only bathroom, and he just walks in there. That itself is an offense, a sexual offense.
Obviously.
Right? And if he, let's say, touches a woman, or if he unzips his pants and flashes his genitalia, that is also sexual assault. That is also sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Now, what we're saying here is not that these trans people can, or that we're not necessarily saying that the trans people will rape women. That is a possibility, but we're not really saying that. What we're saying is that, they are getting away, or they're making excuses to get away for things that straight men would be sent to jail for.
Yeah.
So as a straight man cannot go into the female's washroom and expose his genitalia to a woman or to a child. But this trans people, or this trans woman or man, he argues that a trans person should be allowed to do that because, quote unquote, it hurts his feeling that he is being judged by a child or a woman. So it is a really dangerous situation here. That what a straight man, if a straight man does that, it would be considered sexual harassment. But if a trans person is somehow allowed to get away with
Restrooms, maybe if they're not all the restrooms, but some restrooms that are gender neutral would just be good for everybody's safety.
I agree with that too.
I would support my child if they were trans.
Everyone that's born on this earth is special, and we're all lucky to be alive and be on this planet and have the opportunity to experience our lives and experience love. And I'm not going to be influencing them and saying, no, this is the right way of living, you have to live this way, but I'm going to say you need to carefully consider, really think about it, and think about the social implications as well, and everything that you're going to have to face if you go through that. Is it worth it for you?
I feel like support and acceptance are different things. So if it wasn't something I agree with, would I love them? would I be there for them? Would I support them? Would I have the conversations? Yes. Would I say I agree with you? No.
See, I grew up with the acceptance part, and that hurt kind of more for me. I felt like she was only accepting me because she gave birth to me.
Right.
But if she didn't give birth to me, it's like, no, you wait, yeah. And I didn't like that feeling.
You know, if I had grown up in a place where I felt loved and accepted unconditionally, I think that I would have saved myself a lot of therapy and a lot of self-work. But, you know, maybe we don't know for certain yet. And the best we can do, I think, is keep trying.
I think that even with this discussion, it drives the point home about how important family is, how important love is, how important it is to really support. No matter how you feel or how you're raised, like, this world can really break you down. So that's why for me, like, family is so important, and I think it's a beautiful thing, and I think that we should be doing a better job in raising our children and loving on them.
Bring it in.
Hi, guys.
You ladies are amazing. You
guys
are awesome.
Thank you so much, guys. It was so
Beautiful
special.
souls, beautiful souls.
I have a really interesting question to you.
Yeah.
How would you feel if your child just turns up like you?
Turns up like me.
Yeah, a transgender.
Guys, thanks for watching another episode of Little.
Oh, bro. You know, I wouldn't feel too bad. I would tell him that, hey, look, it's okay. I know another guy like you. I know another guy like you. His name is Faisal. A good friend of mine. So, you know, I'm not gonna feel so bad, you know?
Cocinero, Risita, ¿qué? Ve por la paellera. Venga, que las 2 de la tarde ya están aquí. Miren, bañador, en las chanclas. Todo despeinado porque no me dio tiempo nada ponerme las chanclas y el bañador. Voy a la playa, había subido la marea. ¿Y tú? ¿Tú? Había subido la marea y encontré una paella.
You're gonna be like, no.
Hey, you
no,
look just like just like your Uncle Faisal, bro. You're just like your Uncle Faisal.
No, you're actually gonna be supporting your child. That, yeah, now you've got the breast surgery. You removed all your breasts. Now, yeah, now you look masculine like Uncle Faisal. No, that's not gonna happen.
So firstly, the final thoughts about this video. Well, what do you think?
Okay, let me just answer the last question. That would I accept my child if he turns out to be a transgender? First of all, I would try my best to do the good upbringing, to have that good, to make them have a good influence, not you know, especially the modern cartoons. I'm not gonna make them watch that, you know, and that, oh, you have more than 2 genders, oh, Superman became bisexual. Of course no, I'm gonna refrain from doing that. You know, I would try my best to bring them up good. And you know, and if I would have a boy, I would try my best to make my child, you know, to be athletic and be super active, what a man should be. Yeah. And so that's the thing. But if somehow miraculously or something, like if there's a fault in my upbringing, my child turns out to be a transgender, then there's one thing I can do, is da'wah. And believe me, if you have a good connection with your child, you can portray your message, you can convey your message to the brains of your child. Okay, today the reason why children face these problems is that the parents don't have them to be connected, and they are more connected to their friends. Yeah, they're more connected to the people they don't even know whether they are sincere for them or not. But the parents are actually really sincere, but they don't really know how to actually communicate and convey the message. Okay.
Absolutely.
That's the thing. That's what I'm gonna try my best to have a really good connection, even if that my child is a son or a daughter. You know, male parents, fathers actually have, you know, more affection towards their female daughters. Daughters. So why am I using female? Towards the daughters, yeah, and mothers have more
I
affection
know the
towards them.
video was confusing. Like I'm debating gender.
Yeah, I was like female
Female
daughters,
daughters.
male fathers. You know, that was confusing. But the thing is, you know, parents actually have more affection towards the towards the opposite sex of the children, yeah. And like, you know, we actually see lots of memes and videos that how father treat their daughters compared to how they treat their sons, yeah. So that's the thing. I will try my best to be, you know, treat them good, and that my son doesn't feel like he's being taken out of everything. And the conclusion on this video is actually, bro, please don't be degenerates. Don't be degenerates. Be happy of who you are. If you're a male, if you are born male with a penis, you are a male. Grow a beard. Don't act like them. Don't. Please. Nobody wants to see this. Believe me, nobody. Nobody wants to see this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for watching the video. Tell us.
To Faisal. Allah Hafiz.
Bye.
What?
You just ruined the outro. I'm gonna end it like that. It's gonna be funny, by the way. No problem.
Faisal.
Hello?